The recent announcement of a long-awaited prisoner swap deal between the United States and Iran has drawn attention to the intricate considerations involved on all sides of the negotiation. Now that we have looked at the historical relationship between the US and Iran, as well as the positive impact prisoner swaps can have, let's explore the motivations and stakes behind the negotiations for the US-Iran prisoner swap. Multifaceted and spanning a range of strategic, political, and humanitarian considerations, the motivations of each side shows what they respectively value and what is important to watch out for in negotiations. For the United States, securing the release of its citizens unjustly detained in Iran is a paramount objective. The detainees' plight has garnered widespread attention and criticism, compelling the Biden administration to take action and demonstrate a commitment to safeguarding American citizens abroad. Similarly, Iran's motivations are also diverse. Tehran has sought the release of its citizens held in U.S. prisons, often on charges related to sanctions circumvention. This has been framed as a matter of justice and reciprocity. Additionally, the unfreezing of Iranian assets, estimated at $6 billion, represents a significant economic incentive for Iran. These funds could provide much-needed relief to Iran's struggling economy, battered by both international sanctions and domestic challenges. Let us take a look behind the scenes. Remember, folks, in politics, the art of the deal often involves more smoke and mirrors than a magic show in Vegas. The process of negotiating US-Iran prisoner swap deal involved a complex interplay of factors, diplomatic maneuvering, and intricate considerations. The negotiations were facilitated by intermediaries, primarily Oman and Qatar, which played pivotal roles in bridging the diplomatic gap between the US and Iran. These countries provided a neutral platform for discussions, enabling both sides to engage in direct and indirect talks. Oman's history of facilitating US-Iran dialogue, as seen during the Obama administration negotiations leading to the Iran nuclear deal, added a level of trust and familiarity to the process. The negotiations were characterized by delicate diplomatic maneuvering, where both parties had to navigate a fine line between achieving their goals and addressing concerns from various quarters. The Biden administration aimed to secure the release of the American citizens, while preventing the perception of capitulation to Iran's demands. Iran, on the other hand, sought to leverage the negotiations to unlock frozen assets and garner international recognition of its grievances. Considerations ran deep on both sides, encompassing not only the immediate prisoner exchange, but also broader regional dynamics. The negotiation of the prisoner swap occurred within a broader geopolitical context, marked by regional rivalries, nuclear ambitions, and proxy conflicts. The deal's potential to ease tensions and foster goodwill between the US and Iran holds implications for regional stability. The ongoing nuclear negotiations and Iran's support for proxy groups in the Middle East, such as Hezbollah and militias in Iraq and Syria, are all factors that impact the negotiations' dynamics. Additionally, Iran had to consider the impact of not only the detainees' release, but also the potential benefits that come with economic relief, diplomatic re-engagement, and messages about its resilience in the face of international pressures. On the other hand, the U.S. weighed the consequences of unfreezing Iranian assets and examined the impact of the deal on its regional allies. For Israel, the biggest concern was their security. If this deal could lead to a decrease in Iran's support for militant groups and a decrease in their involvement in other conflicts in the Middle East, as well as limit Iran's nuclear power, Israel would see it as a success. Additionally, it was important to understand how this deal would affect the regional power struggle between Iran and Saudi Arabia, including everything from the stability of the Gulf region to each country's oil prices and their ability to compete with each other on the global stage. Next, let's look at humanitarian considerations. While the negotiations may be centered on geopolitical calculations, the humanitarian aspect remains a central concern. The detainees, often held under dubious charges and deprived of their freedom, are at the heart of the negotiation. The families of the detainees have tirelessly advocated for their release, emphasizing the human toll of political disputes. as the negotiation progresses, ensuring the detainees' well-being and safe return home becomes paramount. Diplomacy lesson: when life gives you hostages, make lemonade. Or better yet, release them and call it humanitarian aid. Now, let's talk a little bit about the implications of this deal. The announcement of the deal marked a significant achievement for both parties. The American citizens unjustly detained in Iran were transferred from prison to house arrest, indicating a tangible progress towards their release. Iran succeeded in unlocking a portion of its frozen assets, which could provide a short-term economic boost. Moreover, the deal established a framework for potential future negotiations, demonstrating the willingness of both parties to engage diplomatically. Beyond the immediate prisoner swap, the negotiation holds broader implications for U.S.-Iran relations as well, and the broader Middle East. While the deal could potentially pave the way for further diplomacy between the two nations, especially regarding Iran's nuclear ambitions, it also carries the risk of inadvertently rewarding hostage diplomacy and setting a precedent for future negotiations. Balancing the immediate humanitarian concerns with long-term strategic considerations poses a challenge for both parties. Now, let's look at skepticism and criticism that this deal has garnered. The announcement of the prisoner swap deal has sparked skepticism from various quarters. Critics argue that the unfreezing of Iranian assets could inadvertently bolster Iran's nuclear program or support its regional proxies. To address this, the U.S. reportedly imposed restrictions on how Iran could use the unfrozen funds, stipulating their use for humanitarian purposes only. Iran, in return, may have made concessions regarding the release of American citizens and the conditions of their house arrest. The lack of transparency in these negotiation processes has also drawn concern, with questions raised about the specifics of the deal and its potential long-term implications. Additionally, the manner in which the negotiation was conducted, along with the informal nature of the agreement, has raised questions about congressional oversight and public accountability. The Iran Nuclear Agreement Review Act, designed to ensure transparency in agreements related to Iran's nuclear capabilities, mandates that Congress review such deals. However, the informal nature of this agreement appears to evade this oversight mechanism. The U.S.-Iran prisoner swap negotiation is a complex web of motivations, geopolitics, and humanitarian considerations. In the world of diplomacy, prisoner swaps are like trading cards for politicians. I'll give you one human rights violation for two nuclear ambitions. Deal? Both nations are navigating intricate terrain, seeking to achieve their respective goals while managing domestic and international pressures. As the negotiation progresses, it is essential for policymakers, analysts, and the public to closely monitor developments, weighing the potential benefits against the risks and considering the implications for broader geopolitical stability and regional dynamics. So that is a summary of U.S.-Iran relations and the recent prisoner swap. If you want to learn more about this topic, check out these links, further exploring the topic, all in the description below. Have you read an article you don't understand or a headline you want more details on? Tell us in the comments below and we'll deconstruct it for you. Do you have any recommendations on how we can improve this show for you? Please tell us in the comments down below. And also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode with your friends as well. And lastly, don't forget to turn on notifications so you know when our next episode drops. See you next time!